What's up, everybody, and welcome back to TGK TV. This is your boy, your host, TGK, and I'm going to talk about the WWE Raw Go Home show before WrestleMania. What can I take out of this? It was a snooze fest. It was underwhelming. We normally expect a lot more when it comes to the Go Home show before WrestleMania. And in great WWE fashion, as of the last couple of years, this Go Home show just really didn't deliver at all. The only thing that we could point out that was probably exciting or just kind of like, oh, okay, they kind of went over the top was the women's championship match segment at the end of their six-woman tag match, where we had Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch versus the Riot Squad. After the match, all hell broke loose. They brought out all the cops, all the security, and just the backstage antics. It was great. It was great theater. I was like, okay, cool. This is the Raw Go Home show. This is what it's supposed to be like. The way it started with Stephanie McMahon and her announcement, cool. So everything that was surrounded around the women's championship, it had the go home feel. The rest of the episode just didn't have anything noteworthy to really touch on. I mean, the only other thing was the Ricochet and Aleister Black match. They had a great match. Can we see more of Aleister Black and Ricochet? I know we've seen him every week for the last 4 or 5 weeks, but damn, that was a good match. The Batista segment, what was that? Give me what I want. Give me more of what I want. I don't know, guys, and I fell asleep at a certain point in this episode. I am not one to be short on words when it comes to explaining how displeased I am with something, but this Raw Go Home show was so, it fell on deaf ears to the point where I was legit falling asleep. And it's sad. It's sad that the only segment of this entire thing was the backstage segment with the women's championship, and that was the only thing worth being happy about, worth being like, damn, this was a really good show. Everything else was just a letdown. So hopefully SmackDown, which they will come through, and SmackDown will have a go home show tomorrow. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to what might happen with this whole Kofi Kingston, Daniel Bryan, and Vince McMahon angle. But man, am I wrong for saying that this Raw had nothing, absolutely nothing for us to even be excited about? I am not interested in this Triple H Batista match. The Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar segment was cool, but it just didn't add more to this entire championship match that they're gonna have. Solely because I'm used to Brock Lesnar, not even seeing Brock Lesnar, so they didn't really get to build anything. This was the first time that they actually felt like they got to interact, other than when Brock Lesnar came and decimated Seth Rollins. So, I mean, I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer. I'm not sure I feel too excited about WrestleMania. This might be a bad show, but this Go Home show for Raw ranks as probably the worst Go Home show of all time. Okay, now, and I do want to mention the whole Kurt Angle versus Baron Corbin. Kurt Angle had a nice segment where everybody, gave him his farewell. Apparently this is his last Raw. It's just weird. It's weird how they're just getting rid of Kurt Angle. I don't know. A lot of it just feels weird. The fact that Baron Corbin is actually going to be his opponent. I didn't think it was actually going to go through. I thought they were going to actually put somebody else in there, John Cena, somebody else, man. But they gave him Baron Corbin, and it's just kind of a letdown at this point. And so why do we care? We don't really care about Baron Corbin. I mean, hopefully Kurt Angle leaves on a win, but it's not that WrestleMania moment we want. It's kind of a letdown. The Finn Balor and Bobby Lashley stuff, I don't know, man. What is it with this team, the creative team for Raw? They're not hitting on all cylinders. And again, like I said, I'm be looking forward to Tuesday night SmackDown's Go Home show tomorrow. All right, guys. Well, this has been my thoughts on this Raw Go Home show today. Underdelivered, underperformed, probably the worst Raw before WrestleMania ever. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What segment did you like? What is something that you like that made the card for WrestleMania just a lot more exciting for you. Because honestly, I can't find any. It's been your boy TGK. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one.